Welcome to KXAN News Today. The Milam County Sheriff's Office says one man is facing charges in the death of his father. Deputies responded to a home on County Road 374 in Milano at about 10 o'clock Tuesday night. They say they found Michael Donaldson Sr. dead. Sheriff's Office charging his son, Michael Donaldson Jr. with murder.
The road is back open after a crash on FM 969 near Decker Lane around 10 o'clock last night. It's in East Austin, just off Highway 183. Paramedics say it was a head-on collision. Medics say 2 people were seriously hurt.
Mozart's Festival of Lights is officially back. Tickets go on sale today until January the 4th, and there's going to be a tunnel of lights, boat cruises, and some local treats to get out there. And when you do get out there today, day after Thanksgiving, it is chilly. It's so nice out there.
It feels so good. I'm so happy.
On this Black Friday, welcome everyone.
Hey, good morning, guys. It is very, very cold. I say very, very because, you know, 30s in Central Texas, it's not something we do every day.
It's so cold,
Yeah, grab that coat before you go. At this point, we've got clear skies, light winds, dry conditions. I mean, everything kind of coming together here for those temperatures to drop. This is the view of our Allied Medical Emergency Room camera. They're looking at it, Bastrop, maybe a little bit more wind where you are. You can see those flags still moving a bit, but the numbers down below freezing in Llano. We've got 37 in Burnett, 37 in Fredericksburg, 36 in Blanco, 41 right now here in Austin. This ties us for the coldest morning we've seen thus far this season, but we still have a little bit of cooling to go before that warm up today kicks in. Right now, our temperatures are down about 10 to 20 degrees compared to what I was showing you yesterday. Day planner is going to highlight the fact that those 40s this morning warm only to the lower 60s, so it's going to feel similar in the afternoon compared to what we had yesterday, but we're going to lose some of that wind. It won't be nearly as gusty later today. Coming up, another cold night, which means we start the weekend with jackets, but will we finish with that same kind of cold weather? I'll answer that for you, plus tracking rain as we start next week and start the new month of December. More on that coming up here in just a few minutes.
Good, Kristen, thank you. Amazon workers in more than 20 countries are back on strike. They're doing it through Black Friday all the way up until the following Cyber Monday. And that's according to the initiative's organizers. The planned Make Amazon Pay demonstrations are intended to, quote, hold Amazon accountable for labor abuses, environmental degradation, and threats to democracy. It's not immediately clear how many Amazon workers in the U.S., though, are taking part in that movement. Amazon, a spokeswoman, says that they shared a statement with us, and the company is always looking to improve its ways, it says. However, Hard also stated that Amazon remains proud of its competitive pay, comprehensive benefits, and safe work experience that they provide to their staff.
Governor Greg Abbott and First Lady Cecilia Abbott gave back to the community yesterday by volunteering with Meals on Wheels of Central Texas. The governor and First Lady delivered Thanksgiving meals to families and homebound seniors in the Austin area.
We're out here on Thanksgiving once again for what I consider to be a very important mission. While so many families across the state, across the country, are celebrating Thanksgiving, there are so many seniors right here in Austin, Texas, that don't have family to cook for them, that are incapable of cooking their own Thanksgiving dinner. And we want to make sure that those seniors are going to have a Thanksgiving meal.
The president and CEO of Meals on Wheels Central Texas says on Thanksgiving, the organization delivers 500 meals to local families in need.
Earlier this week, Governor Abbott visiting Eagle Pass to meet with some of the National Guard soldiers as well as Department of Public Safety troopers stationed along the border. The governor went there with Tom Homan, whom President-elect Trump picked as his border czar. The two served meals to soldiers and troopers ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday, with the governor taking the mic to thank them for all the work they do.
Everybody knows that our military, National Guard and otherwise, as well as our Department of Public Safety officers, you serve 24/7. There are times when you're deployed, times when you're not deployed, but the fact of the matter is, having you available to serve the state of Texas or the United States of America is essential for Texas and for our country to remain sovereign, free, and safe.
And more than 100 people from a Dallas church traveled south of the border in the days leading up to Thanksgiving to build several homes in Reynosa, Mexico. According to our partners at Border Report, a nonprofit that's actually based in New Braunfels organized this mission trip. It's taken faith-based groups to the border for several decades. The group of volunteers built 8 homes in 4 days in an impoverished subdivision south of Rio Grande. The crews included professional engineers and builders who helped ensure the construction work was solid. They say they're grateful for this experience.
From the ground up experience, houses, roofs, windows, everything brand new for this underprivileged family, but it's been such a great experience just to go through and do this for this family.
You can read more about this missionary home building effort at the Border Report section on KXAN.com.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone, on this Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, November the 29th. Some beautiful weather changes ahead that we're going to talk to Kristen. She has rain in the forecast, not this week, but we'll talk about that in just the next few minutes, and the beautiful, nice, chilly temperatures as you walk out the door. There are some new questions about how a Delta Airlines passenger from New York managed to board a flight to Paris, but that person did not have a ticket.
She apparently hid in the plane's bathroom before being detained. Erin McLaughlin reports.
With the hectic holiday travel season well underway, new questions as to how a stowaway made it onto a Delta Airlines flight without a ticket.
They told us to the captain. We're just waiting for the police to come on board.
Earlier this week, the flight left JFK International Airport for Paris. TSA says the stowaway completed security screening, but somehow bypassed 2 identity verification and boarding status stations. Passengers say she'd been hiding in the plane's bathroom.
People realized that she was spending a long time in one lavatory.
The passenger was detained by law enforcement. Delta says it's investigating, adding nothing is of greater importance than matters of safety and security.
It happened on one of the busiest travel days of the year.
Austin Gould is a former TSA assistant administrator.
How serious is this?
Oh, TSA takes this very seriously. We always look at ways to tighten our screening processes.
Calls for more electronic gates at our nation's airports, while on the roads in the Northeast, travelers brave soggy conditions, even snow. With all this rain, you being extra careful?
Really careful, doing the speed limit, not driving fast at all.
Capping off a week of harsh weather from coast to coast. Today, there were hundreds of delays at airports across the country. Still, so far, travel has remained relatively manageable.
We didn't know how crazy the airport would be, but it was actually really nice.
How was it? How was your flight?
It was pretty good. Yeah, not bad.
And the rain couldn't dampen the enthusiasm for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Thousands line the streets to celebrate the New York City tradition.
It's been amazing. Even though it's raining, I'm having the best time ever.
Good morning and welcome back, everyone. Another live look outside, this time over at the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center. Chilly degrees as you head out the door. Kristen has the latest on your weather in just the next few minutes. But first, to your news. A former deputy sheriff accused of killing Sonia Massey, a 36-year-old black woman, should be released from prison. That's according to an appellate court in Illinois. He awaits his murder trial right now. On Wednesday, the court ruled a lower court's ruling was improper to detail and jail Sean Grayson. The case gained national attention earlier this year. Massey called 911 to report a suspected prowler around her home, and when officers got there, Sean Grayson allegedly shot and killed Massey in her home after she moved to retrieve a pot of water from her stove. The former deputy is accused of first-degree murder. Grayson's next court appearance is scheduled for Monday. More than 20,000 people taking part in the Turkey Trot downtown Austin yesterday, and they were supporting Caritas of Austin. But for some who suffer from allergies, that was a really difficult one. I mean, just to run, can be difficult.
Yeah.
Before
when you're just inhaling that in.
Yeah.
I know. We sat out there and the thought crossed my mind that are we going to just breathe in all these allergies?
Yes.
Well, KXAN's Matt Grant reports that the potential for overlapping seasons could bring more intense symptoms.
While runners race to the finish line, some noses are racing too, thanks to allergies.
My nose runs a lot.
For Charlie Henderson and his aunt, Austin's Turkey Trot isn't the only seasonal tradition.
I have to take nose spray every morning, so it's easier to breathe out of my nose because I'm real congested.
Mine's pretty seasonal, but it's mostly when mold and cedar are high, puffy eyes, pretty bad headaches.
The pain likely to be felt even more this year.
There seem to be more allergies coming earlier lasting longer with more intense pollen seasons.
Dr. Alan Lieberman is a board-certified allergist with Austin Family Allergy and Asthma. He says plants are producing more pollen as allergy seasons, typically spaced apart, overlap, with ragweed lasting longer and cedar starting sooner.
A lot of this is a result of climate changes that we're seeing earlier, longer, more intense seasons.
According to the latest EPA data, ragweed pollen season is lasting longer, in some cases by almost a month across the central U.S. and Canada.
Your head hurts all day. It's not fun.
That's why Jocelyn Johnson isn't taking any chances.
We've seen an allergist in our family, and we're taking shots for that just to try to get ahead of it so we don't end up with sinus infections, which we usually do by January or February of each year.
How miserable is it for you?
It's pretty miserable.
KXAN uses an automated pollen sampling machine to give you an up-to-the-minute count, which right now shows mold is very high. You can find the latest information on our website at kxan.com/allergy. Matt Grant, KXAN News.
And Lieberman said that some of his patients are actually reporting their usual go-to medications and nasal sprays. They're not as effective as they used to be because allergy seasons have become so intense.
You notice that people are starting to sneeze more and more. And they tell you it's not a cold or anything, it's just allergies. It's allergies.
Just allergies. I know. I think anytime though, my indicator is like, do I have a fever? You know,
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, okay, I'm actually sick.
Something else.
Yeah.
But,
And just for perspective too, those daily counts flip over at 5 a.m. So if you're an early bird, watch at 4:30 and it doesn't show anything with a daily count, by around 5:05 in the morning on our website, you'll see it there. But there's also the 24-hour counts, if in case you want to know right then and there what is the microscope looking at. That's also on KXAN.com.
Gotta get ahead of it.
Yeah, I will show you that daily count once it hits the computer and once it gets analyzed. But let me start with a live look outside because we mentioned the fact that the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center camera looks good. We also have illuminations ongoing at the Wildflower Center. Their holiday light display that is on again tonight and into the weekend. You do need tickets though. Coffee Cash this morning. It is cold, 41 degrees as we start our Friday together. Temperatures area wide pretty much in those upper 30s to low 40s, if not even down close to freezing in Llano County. 41 Bastrop, 42 Lockhart. We'll probably see temperatures cool just a few more degrees before the warm up kicks in. That being said, for early bird shoppers, we do anticipate these temperatures to stay in those 30s and 40s through the end of the morning. By the time we approach lunchtime, temperatures should be in the 50s, which again isn't tank top weather, but should be at least a little bit more comfortable than what we've got out there now. As far as the high goes today, I'm going to keep us at 60. This is where we were yesterday. I'm not seeing a whole lot of variation between today and what we had yesterday. The only exception will be lighter winds. Winds now at about 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the north-northeast. That was the same direction yesterday. I just don't think there's going to be as much of that air moving around. Tonight into tomorrow morning, just as cold. Upper 30s across most of the area. Some spots probably holding on to the lower 40s, but I'm expecting the vast majority of us between about 35 and 39 degrees with spots in the hill country, low-lying areas, lower elevations, closer to that 32-degree mark. So still make sure you've got those sensitive plants inside and those pets inside. As far as the high temperatures go, 65 tomorrow, 68 on Sunday, both days favoring a mix of mostly to partly sunny skies. So not expecting any sort of rain for your weekend. That being said, probably a good time to get the holiday lights out if you want to do so, because by early next week, we're watching a storm system actually creeping up into South Texas along the western Gulf here. This is going to increase our rain chances starting late Monday night, but more likely to see that rain spread out, especially over our southern and eastern counties Tuesday and Wednesday. Monday night into Tuesday and Wednesday. Potential accumulation certainly on the lighter side. Less than 1/4 of an inch is what I'm expecting at this point, but there is still some uncertainty between our longer forecast models as to how much of that rain actually makes it as far north into central Texas and how quickly does that disturbance move out. So look for some slight tweaks in that forecast once we get closer, but I like the timing of this starting late Monday into Tuesday, which means we've got a solid about 4 days of dry weather. Temperatures in those 60s. Tonight actually looks to be the coldest night of the next 7 in the 30s and lower 40s before we moderate some heading into next week. Overnight cloud cover helps keep those numbers up with 50s in the morning by the time we hit Wednesday and Thursday. Erica?
Thanks so much, Kristen. Hey, quick heads up. Just got word from TxDOT that southbound 35 is closed because of a crash at River Ridge. This is going to impact you if you're headed southbound 35 towards San Marcos. River Ridge is on the north side of San Marcos, so that might impact you if you're headed to San Marcos to the outlet malls to do some shopping on Black Friday. Let's talk a little bit more about Black Friday because we're learning that Gen Z shoppers tend to prefer shopping in person rather than online. That's according to downtown Austin's 2nd Street District. But still, the National Retail reports that online shopping overall continues to increase year over year. Downtown Austin's 2nd Street District says a major strategy when it comes to bringing people out to brick and mortar shops is making the experience more than just the shopping itself.
Looking at the general shopping experience for most folks, like you mentioned, a lot of people just want to do it online because it's convenient and easy. But I think they will travel to something that is unique and special. And so trying to come up with that on the back end of how do we make the experience unique and special for folks and worth traveling for has been a challenge, but a fun challenge for us to tackle.
By the way, the 2nd Street District partnered with area parking garages nearby to provide free parking through the weekend. You do have to have validation, and it's for anyone who shops or even dines in the district.
Okay, so for many, Thanksgiving was a time to relax and have fun, eat, spend with your family. For others, a worry about how they're going to get food on the table is something that's very, very important. KXAN Sam Stark talking to one Austin nonprofit that said requests for meals this year skyrocketed.
While many Austin businesses take the day off on Thanksgiving, like these stores here on the drag, one organization that is busy every Thanksgiving said it had its busiest day to date.
Typically we do around 10,000 meals in the Austin area. This year we did 15,000.
Brian Tolbert is the executive director of Operation Turkey. He said typically the organization wraps up its efforts by 10:30 a.m.
We were looking for volunteers up until the last minute. This year it took us almost to 1 o'clock to get the job done just because we had so many meals to provide.
Inflation continues to strain American families at the grocery store. The American Farm Bureau Federation, which calculates the cost of the average Thanksgiving dinner every year, said that while prices have come down in the last couple of years, a Thanksgiving meal is still 19% higher this year than before the pandemic in 2019. Additionally, many Texas families applying for food aid through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, are subjected to months-long wait times, according to KXAN reporting.
Everybody else still has a need for food. You know, they either get it from organizations like us or they don't eat, and it's a sad situation.
Tolbert said a combination of a dip in fundraising and an increase in demand this year left them unable to provide 1,000 of the 16,000 meals requested. He said they'll go back to fundraising so they can stay true to their promise.
Still going to do what it takes to get those 1,000 meals to those individuals within the next few weeks, but we still need resources.
Sam Stark, KXAN News.
You know, every year we like to shine a light on the stories of inspiring women here in Central Texas, and it is that time of year again. So we want you to go to KXAN.com and nominate a woman from your community. Look for the Remarkable Woman tab on our homepage. Our local winner, by the way, is going to travel to Los Angeles, where they'll be joined with 125 women from around the nation who will be honored. The national winner will receive $25,000 that will go to the nonprofit of her choice. So send in your nominations now, and we will be taking them until December 20th.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
If you're going to be playing basketball during the Thanksgiving holiday, not a bad place to do it at the Florida Gulf Coast Showcase. Longhorns 3 games in 3 days, and for this Texas team, a chance to get away, bond as a team. Also family involved here over this holiday weekend, so a lot for this team and this coach to be thankful for.
I'm really blessed with a great team, and they've got great parents. Like, this is a good group of kids, and it's because their parents have done a great job with them. And so we've got a lot of parents here, and I want them to be able to enjoy that time with them. When it comes time to play, though, you got to flip the switch and you got to put in the business mode.
It's awesome. My mom and grandma are coming tomorrow, so I'm so excited. And I know a lot of my teammates have their families here. But it's just awesome, you know, being able on Thanksgiving. We're very thankful that our parents are able to come out here and watch us and support us. But that's what it's about. I feel like it's kind of perfect that it's Thanksgiving Day. I feel like what we do off the court, we get closer. It helps us on the court.
5th-ranked Longhorns take on New Mexico State Friday to get things started, and then, barring upsets, they could see number 12 West Virginia on Sunday night for the championship. Outside of Fort Myers, Florida, I'm Roger Wallace, KXAN News.
All right, thanks, Roger. Coming up, it's that time of year. Thieves have their eyes on your packages that are left on doorsteps. Coming up next, a San Antonio man thinks he has found a solution to stop them in their tracks. Hey, if you're listening on the KXAN Today podcast, good morning. Thanks for joining us. We hope you will join us on air for that story and much more. And you can always find our stories on KXAN.com.